If you play Pokemon Go PvP as much as I do, then at some point the thought has probably crossed your mind. What should I be prioritizing when it comes to trades? In Pokemon Go PvP, there are of course 3 leagues, the Great League, the Ultra League, and the Master League, in which there are wildly different Pokemon that are good and different IV spreads that you need. So today, I'm going to attempt to establish, at least as of December 2024, what are the best Pokemon that you should look to target in trades for Pokemon Go PvP. My name is Holmes/Henry, and I am an official caster for the Pokemon Go Championship Series. As you can imagine, I play quite a bit of Pokemon Go PvP. I'm going to break this down by each league. What Pokemon to target for the Great League, the Ultra League, and the Master League, if they're going to want specific legacy moves, and what level of friendship is going to be the best. First, let's start with the Great League, the 1500 combat power format that is used for competitive Pokemon Go. The best Pokemon to trade for if you're wanting to improve your Open Great League roster is Galarian Corsola. You can get Galarian Corsola through 7km eggs, however, you cannot get the right IVs for Galarian Corsola through hatching, due to the fact that hatching makes sure that your IVs cannot be any lower than 10 through any stat, and Galarian Corsola's preferred IVs are 0 attack, 15 defense, and 15 HP. So if you want a good IV Galarian Corsola, the best of the best, you're going to need to trade for it. Now this is a Pokemon that does not have any legacy moves, so you don't have to worry about that, which is great. And for Galarian Corsola, for trading for it, you're going to want to try and find someone who you have as low of a level of friendship as possible. And the reason being is that higher levels of friendship mean that there's actually a higher IV floor. So if you're trading with someone with best friends, all the stats will be 5 or higher, meaning it's impossible to get the best possible Corsola. So you're going to want to try and trade with someone who you have no current friendship with, or, if you can't find that, someone who you are good friends with, only a single friendship heart. Therefore, you have as much opportunity as possible to get a high rank Galarian Corsola. The next top trade target for the Open Great League will be the legendary Pokemon Cresselia. Being a legendary Pokemon, the way that you typically encounter it is by doing a 5-star legendary raid. However, the issue with this is that a level 20 Cresselia that you catch from raids is actually too high of combat power to be Great League eligible. So how do you get it in the Great League? You trade it. Now, the ideal IVs are again going to be very low attack, very high defense, and high HP. So ideally, you're going to want to try and trade with someone who is a low level of friendship, around good friends or great friends. If you trade with someone who is the lowest level of friendship, there's a 33.72% chance that the Cresselia will roll low enough for the Great League. If you do great friends, it's 26%. If you do ultra friends, it's 19%. And if it's best friends, there is only a 4% chance the Cresselia will roll low enough so that it's actually usable in the Great League. So overall, you're going to want to try and find someone who you have low friendship with. Cresselia is a mon that does have a legacy move, Grass Knot, and Grass Knot is actually the preferred move of choice on Cresselia. So if you're trading with someone, it is well worth seeing if they do have a Grass Knot Cresselia, as that can save you if you happen to get good IVs, having to use an elite charge TM. One final note about Cresselia, a few times they have actually released it in research, and if it's a research Cresselia, it's actually at level 15, which would mean it's guaranteed Great League eligible. So in that case, you would mainly just be re-rolling it to try and find those optimal IVs of low attack, high HP, and defense. But again, still wanting to try and find one that does have Grass Knot. The next top trade target for the Open Great League is going to be another legendary Pokemon, and that is Galarian Moltres. However, Galarian Moltres, unlike Cresselia, cannot be encountered via raids. The only way to get Galarian Moltres is going to be by doing your Adventure Incense. Adventure Incense lasts for 15 minutes each day. However, you can extend that timer by activating the Roar of Time Adventure Incense effect to potentially hunt for this bird for longer. Now, this is a top meta threat in the Open Great League. It has a terrific moveset across the board. So if your luck has not been good in terms of finding one of these Galarian Moltres, Moltres, or if you just haven't been able to catch one as the catch rate is not the greatest, then trading for it is going to be a really good use of resources. Galarian Moltres for the Open Great League does not have any kind of legacy move that you need to worry about, and again, the IVs you'll be looking for, as with a lot of Great League Pokemon, are going to be that very low attack, high HP, and high defense. And again, to have access to IV spreads when trading that have that low attack, you're going to need to try and trade with low friendship friends. Good friends, great friends especially, because that way you do have that chance of rolling a very premium Galarian Moltres spread. Next up, we move to the Ultra League, a 2500 combat power format, and we'll go through a couple top picks if you're looking to try and improve your roster through trade. One top pick that you can look to obtain via trade is actually going to be Malamar. Malamar is a terrific Pokemon in the Open Ultra League. It is going to require a lot of XL candies to power all the way up. However, the ideal IVs are going to be around 4 to 5 attack and then high HP and defense. This means if you're trading for Malamar, it's actually a very good trade target if you're ultra or best friends with someone, as best friends does have an IV floor for 5, so that way you can kind of set yourself up for success in having a higher chance of rolling one of these premium Malamar IV spreads. Malamar, not going to have any kind of legacy move you have to worry about, but overall, it is one of the most devastatingly effective Pokemon in the Open Ultra League, and a Pokemon that I myself run quite a bit. Next up, I actually have a pair of Pokemon together, and that is going to be Cobalion and Virizion. These are two legendary Pokemon that actually share the exact same stats. The difference, however, is going to be in the typing. Virizion, of course, being grass fighting, whereas Cobalion trades out the grass typing for a steel subtyping while still remaining a fighter. Now, these are two legendary Pokemon that are very, very strong in the Open Ultra League. They do both have the same legacy move, that is Sacred Sword. The ideal IVs for these Pokemon are going to be, again, low attack, high HP, and high defense. However, when it comes to Cobalion and Virizion, honestly, I think this one is a lot more forgiving when it comes to IVs. As far as what I personally run for my Virizion, I chose to run a lot more attack weight, specifically because there are a couple matchups where it can be beneficial. So I actually ended up running personally a 13 attack, 13 defense, 12 HP. So there's a few Pokemon in this video like the Galarian Corsola that I think are very particular with IVs, but more so with Virizion and Cobalion, the big thing is just having them. If you have one and you're able to power it up and get a second move on it, it's going to be a very nice addition to your Open Ultra League roster. The final Pokemon I'll talk about for the Open Ultra League is going to be Miltank. Now, Miltank is a terrific core breaker for the Open Ultra League. It is massively bulky, able to absorb a lot of hits and still remain on the battlefield. And its moveset of Rollout and then your choice of Body Slam, Ice Beam, and Thunderbolt mean that it's a pretty terrific contender all around. Miltank's best IV spread is 4 attack, 15 defense, 15 HP, and does require XL candies to power up. Based on those stats, this is a terrific Pokemon to look to trade for among someone who you have a high level of friendship with, either ultra friends or best friends, as that way, the IV floor from those trades will pretty closely match the attack stat that you're looking for when it comes to this Pokemon. Miltank does not have any kind of legacy move that you do have to worry about, but it is a Pokemon that I was able to use in my climb up to rank 6 in the world last season in the Open Ultra League, so overall, it's a Pokemon that I very much believe in. And now we move to the Master League, which is an unlimited combat power format, where basically you can use just about anything you want as long as it's not going to be a Mega Pokemon. As far as the Open Master League, all of the stats for these Pokemon are going to be wanting as close to a perfect IV, because it's an unlimited combat power format, so you want to get as high level and as high stats as you possibly can. So the best stats for everything mentioned in this segment are going to be 15 attack, 15 HP, and 15 defense. So this right here, the Master League, is typically where you're going to be spending a lot of lucky trades, just due to the fact that lucky trades have an IV floor of 12, meaning there's a lot greater of a chance at getting that ever rare Hundo Pokemon. Now the first Pokemon we'll be taking a look at here is Dialga Origin Form. Dialga Origin Form is an absolute force to be reckoned with in the Master League. It has an amazing moveset, probably the best defensive typing a Pokemon could ever ask for. One important thing to note when trading for Dialga Origin, you must make sure that the person trading it to you has the legacy move Roar of Time. When Dialga Origin has been in raids, the legacy move was not guaranteed. So if you are looking to set up a trade for this, it is definitely worth checking to make sure that they do have Roar of Time on that Dialga Origin. The next top Master League trade target is of course going to be Palkia Origin, the counterpart to Dialga Origin Form. Palkia Origin Form, again, does have a legacy move that is absolutely worth making sure it has before you do receive it in a trade, and that legacy move is Spatial Rend. It is dramatically improved with Spatial Rend over its other choice of nuke charge moves, but Palkia Origin is an absolute top Master League meta pick. Anything in the Master League is going to require XL Candy to power up, but it's a really good Pokemon to try and trade for if you become lucky friends with someone and you just have no idea what you could possibly want. Going for either Dialga or Palkia Origin is going to put you in a pretty good position. Next, I'm going to mention a couple other legendary Pokemon, the first of which is going to be Zacian. Zacian has been Master League meta from the moment it was released, and it's going to remain Master League meta for years to come. The pure fairy typing offers it a tremendous amount of strengths defensively, especially against a lot of the powerful dragons that we just mentioned in the previous segment, and it is a complete Swiss Army knife, able to run many different movesets to a great degree of success. Zacian, you don't have to worry about any kind of legacy move, and there is actually a shiny released of Zacian as well, and in my unbiased view, it's one of the best shinies in the game. A few other honorable mentions I did want to mention are Yveltal, a very strong pick. It does want its legacy move of Oblivion Wing, Tapu Bulu, which does want its legacy move of Nature's Madness, Mewtwo, which wants one of its legacy moves, Psystrike. The second Shadow Ball is optional. There's a lot of choices you can run there, and a non-legendary option for those free-to-play players out there, but one that plays very much like a legendary, and that is Rhyperior. Rhyperior is an absolute force to be reckoned with in the Master League. Its legacy move, Rock Wrecker, is required. Rock Wrecker is actually a rock-type clone of the move Blast Burn, which is an amazing charge move, pairing that up with Mud Slap and Breaking Swipe. This Pokemon can inflict some serious damage on the Master League meta. Now, as always in the Master League, you're going to want the Hundo, the 15 attack, 15 defense, 15 HP. So it's a very good lucky trade target. And my goodness, even for those who have access to legendary Pokemon, they will still often use Rhyperior. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And thank you guys so much. This is my second channel, More Slice Henry, and I will see you guys in the next one.